Hi, today I'm going to be talking about komodo dragons. First, physical description. Komodo dragons are large lizards with long tails, strong and agile necks, and sturdy limbs. Their tongues are yellow and forked. Adults are almost uniform stone color with distinct, large scale, while juveniles may display a more vibrant color and pattern. The muscles of the komodo's jaws and throat allow it to swallow huge chunks of meat with astonishing rapidity. Several movable joints, such as the intramandibular hinge, opens the lower jaw usually wide. The stomach expands easily, enabling an adult to consume up to 80% of its own body weight in a single meal, which most likely explains some exaggerated claims for immense weights in captured individuals. When threatened, komodos can throw up the contents of their stomachs to lessen their weight in order to flee. Although males tend to grow larger and bulkier than females, no obvious morphological difference mark the sexes. One subtle clue does exist: a slight difference in the arrangement of scales just in front of the cloaca. Sexing komodos remains a challenge for human researchers. The dragons themselves appear to have little trouble figuring out who is who. Second, size. The komodo dragon is the largest living lizard in the world. These wild dragons typically weigh about 154 pounds, that equals 70 kilograms. But the largest verified specimen reached a length of 10.3 feet, that equals 3.13 meters, and weighed 366 pounds, that equals 166 kilograms. Males tend to grow larger and bulkier than females. Third, native habitat. Komodo dragons are limited to a few Indonesian islands of the Lesser Sunda group, including Rinca, Padar, and Flores, and of course the island of Komodo, the largest at 22 miles, that equals 35 kilometers long. They have not been seen on the island of Padar since the 1970s. They live in the tropical savanna forests, but range widely over the islands from beach to ridgetop. Fourth, food and eating habits. Komodo dragons eat almost any kind of meat, scavenging for carcasses or stalking animals that range in size from small rodents to large water buffalo. Young feed primarily on small lizards and insects as well as snakes and birds. If they live to be 5 years old, they move on to larger prey, such as rodents, monkeys, goats, wild boars, and deer. That equals the most popular meal. These reptiles are tertiary predators at the top of their food chain and are also cannibalistic. Although the Komodo dragon can briefly reach speed of 10 to 13 miles per hour, that equals 16 to 20 kilos per hour. Its hunting strategy is based on stealth and power. It can spend hours in one spot along a game trail, waiting for a deer or other sizable and nutritious prey to cross its path before launching an attack. Monitors can see objects as far away as 985 feet. That equals 300 meters. So vision does play a role in hunting, especially as their eyes are better at picking up movement that that than at discerning stationary objects. Their retinas possess only cones, so they may be able to distinguish color but have poor vision in dim light. They have a much smaller hearing range than humans, and as a result cannot hear sounds like low-pitched voice or high-pitched screams. The Komodo dragon's sense of smell is its primary food detector. It uses its long yellow forked tongue to sample the air. It then moves the forked tip of its tongue to the roof of its mouth, where it makes contact with the Jacobson's organs. These chemical analyzers smell prey such as a deer by recognizing airborne molecules. If the concentration of molecules present on the left tip of the tongue is greater than that sample from the right, the Komodo dragon knows that the deer is approaching from the left. This system, along with an undulatory walk, in which the head swings from side to side, helps the dragon sense to extents and direction of food. At times, these reptiles can smell carrion or rotting flesh up to 2.5 miles. That equals 4 kilometers away. Fifth, social structure. Because large komodos cannibalize young ones, the young often roll in fecal material. Thirdly, assuming assent that the large dragons are programmed to avoid, young dragons also undergo rituals of appeasement with the smaller lizards, passing around a feeding circle in a stately ritualized walk. Their tail is stuck straight out and they throw their body from side to side with exaggerated conclusions. Sixth, reproduction and development. Determining the sex of Komodo dragon is challenging for researchers, as no obvious morphological difference distinguish males from females. One subtle clue is a slight difference in the arrangement of scales just in front of the cloaca. Courtship opportunity arises when groups assemble around carrion to feed, and mating occurs between May and August. Dominant males compete for females in ritual combat. Using their tails for support, they wrestle in upright postures, grabbing each other with their forelegs as they attempt to throw the opponent to the ground. Blood is often drawn, and the loser either runs away to remain prone and motionless. Females lay about 30 eggs in depressions, dug on hill slopes or within the pilfered nests of megapods. Large chicken-like birds that make nests of heaped earth mixed with twigs that may be as long as 3 feet, that equals 1 meter in height, and 10 feet, that equals 3 meters across. Seventh, sleep habits. They escape the heat of the day and seek refuge at night in burrows that are just barely large enough for them. Eighth, lifespan. Komodo dragons live about 30 years in the wild, but scientists are still studying this. Thank you.